Thanks everyone for joining us today for our GeoSync GO webinar. Topic today is tracking seasonal work. It's an application example, probably focused a little bit on public works. My name is David Carter, and I'll be your presenter for today. This is part of a series where we're kind of looking at some of the applications that GeoSync GO Plus can be used for. So this is just another example that GeoSync GO Plus is a reflection of our passion, which is everyday technology for everyday work. So let's talk about seasonal work and what that means, what we're talking about. And this is really would be a work order type application. So public works in the community, often during different seasons, you have certain activities such as could be spring cleaning, trash pickup, or maybe fall leaf pickup, or during the winter holidays, Christmas time, Christmas tree pickup. So these are typical things that are going on in small communities particularly, and often public works is involved in these tasks. So we need to be able to really track this, or we want to track the activities and be able to be as efficient as possible in the execution of the work. So here's the typical process that we would go through. I mean, the public is calling in to the Public Works office or some other phone number. We're taking calls from the public saying that we need a pickup. We have either we have leaves, or we've got some sort of spring cleaning trash that we need to pick up, or Christmas tree pickup. And so these have been identified. We want to basically find that location on a map, which is really an address search. So the person that calls gives us an address. We're going to look up that address, and then we're going to create a work order, a seasonal work feature or work order for that request. Once that request is made, the field crew using GeoSync GO Plus in the field on a phone or a tablet can see the open work orders, and then once the work is complete, then they can use the mobile app and a form that's been created to mark the work as complete. We'll know when it was completed and who did it. And then we have a continuous record, a complete record of all the activities and work that we did involved in seasonal pickup, and that can be really helpful after the fact for us to be able to see what we did, make sure that we responded properly, and then we can evaluate what the cost of this is to our community. So one of the first things that we need to do really is to design a workflow. And this is a typical GeoSync GO workflow, and then we're going to create out of that. We need to create a form, and the form that we put together is here on the right side. But things that we're interested in tracking is we want to know who placed the order and when they called in for the pickup. We want to know the address or location of that pickup, and then we want to flag this as the type of seasonal pickup. There could be a lot of different options in there that you're going to do. In this case, we'll say is it fall, Christmas, or spring. Then we're going to know when we're in the field, we want to know which work crew is involved in executing the work, what was the date and time of the pickup, any comments, and then we want to flag whether the work order has been complete or not. Pretty simple application, yet it provides a way really for us to track these work items. So after we put together our form, then we would have a map that we would use both in the office and in the field. And so the map is here on the left. This is what we'd be looking at, is a map that would show us these are the open work orders that are marked on the screen. Actually, we could have another layer that's turned on so we could see the work orders that have been closed, the ones that have been completed, and then we could also do some reporting. So this would be an example of the report. We could open the dashboard anytime we wanted to on the desktop in the office and look at a record in a sort of spreadsheet style in terms of what work was done, what the address was, when it was completed, and we would have a complete record of the seasonal pickup. So I'm going to go out and look at this application. We'll go through and actually look at an example of this. And I'm going to start out in the, so I have my GeoSync GO Plus map open. And I'm going to start out how this would be in the office. So whoever's going to be taking the calls, because we're using the mobile app, the calls could happen in the office, or it might be coming to a cell phone, or be routed wherever. It doesn't really matter. The calls might be coming in to a number of different locations, and none of that really matters because the technology is going to let us capture that information and create a work order from it. So what I'm looking at on the screen is I have a map of my community, and then the black flags here, the black markers actually are open work orders. The red squares represent work orders that have been completed. So we've had a number of pickups that have already been completed, and we have a couple that are open. The process would take place if we have a call that comes in, then we can use our address search. That's the easiest way to create a new record. So on the phone, Joe calls and he says that he needs a leaf pickup at it's on Fountain Court, and I'm going to type in Fountain Court. It's actually at 230 Fountain Court. I can type that in, find the address, and then just by clicking on that out of my search, it creates a point on the screen. I can look at that. I could ask any questions that I need to from the caller, and then we will create a new feature, select our seasonal pickup form, and then we can go through and fill this out. So this is fall leaf pickup. We see that the address is already pre-populated. This was ordered by Joe. The call date is 10/19. The call time is 10 a.m. And then we're really done. We're going to go ahead and save that, and now that work order has been created. So if you'll notice now on the map, we have a new open work order, and we can add as many of those as comes in. Whatever call comes in, we can add those and create those. Now let's change the scenario a little bit. Now we're a work crew in the field who is out actually picking up leaves, and so we want to see what this would look like in the field. So on a tablet or a phone that my crew has, one of our work crews, when they open up their GeoSync GO Plus app, what they see is this map which shows the work orders that have been completed, but it also shows any of the open work orders. So from here, they can go to this location to pick up, to do the leaf pickup, and once they get on site to pick this up at this address, then in order to complete the work order, they select it on the screen, and then again go to collection, seasonal pickup. It pre-populates the form that was filled out in the office, and then what we end up with then is we have a pickup date, which is today. The time, let's say, is 11 a.m. The crew is the red crew, and then any comments that we might want to make. And then the important thing is we're going to mark that this is complete. So we've actually satisfied. We've picked up the leaves. Now we're moving on to the next location. Save that, and we'll look on the map. Now we're headed out over here onto Fountain Court, and we're going to go to this location. the leaves that are available, that are here for pickup. And again, we'll go back into our form. We see the information Joe called, the time that he called. Here's our pickup. We'll say we picked this up at 12 p.m. and then this is again, this is the red crew and any comments, and we can mark this as complete. And then if we had any pictures, if we needed to take a picture of something or save any information about that that could be relevant in order to document what we did, we could link that as media using our camera or some other sort of media that we want to attach to that record. We save that, and now that one is complete. Now we're ready to move on to the next. You'll notice by now that this other marker, the first one that we went to, is now turned red because it's complete. And we're going to move on over to the other open work order that we have, and we'll fill it out as well. You can see the information on it. It was actually ordered yesterday, and then the pickup date is going to be today, and the time is 1 p.m. and the crew is red crew, and then we'll mark that as completed, save, and then now we've completed that work, and we notice that all of our work orders are now complete. Everything that's been open has been completed. If I'm back in the office again, so let's come back in here. So I'm working on my in the office where I'm taking calls. I can already see that this work has been completed, or if somebody comes and calls back and says, I was at this address. I'm not sure they actually picked up the leaves or not. You can come in and actually preview and see what that record says. And if we looked at these records that are complete, we now have a record. We know when it was called and who called in, what crew actually picked it up. Actually, the easiest thing to do is just open this back up, and then we can see the information. This was the red crew. They picked it up at 3 p.m. today, and it was marked as complete. And then if there's any information that we've attached to that, any notes or any media, we could then look at that and have a record of it. Then the other piece to this is every so often we want to generate some sort of report of all the activity, and we can use our desktop app, GeoSync GO AM tools for this, and then we can look at our seasonal work, and this is a summary of the work that's actually been done. We could export this out to a spreadsheet and then provide this back to the financial people if they wanted to go through and calculate or assign some sort of cost associated with that. Or we might want to be able to provide this summary back to the mayor or council, whatever, to say, this is the work that we did. We had this many pickups during this period of time and didn't run into any particular issues. So it's good public communication, and we have a complete record of the work that we actually did. So this application in terms of seasonal work could also apply to any other kind of work, because this is just a basic work order system. You can use GeoSync GO Plus, and the tools are available to easily create work orders based on address and then track whether that work is complete. So it provides good communication from the office to the field, and then also provides that data tracking that we need. So that completes our webinar for today, which was based on public works, seasonal pickup, work orders. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact us at our website, geosyncgo.com, or send us an email at info@cdp-engineers.com.